Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here in our final best of three of the evening for the Division C West. We have the members of Piecemeal on the right, Piecemeal's on the left, and we have the Counterpick Stupid on the right. I always mess something up when it comes to them, but the one thing we don't mess up is going to be the map bans. Oh, no, we're going to mess up the introduction. Let's just get to them. Piecemeal is going to be the home team this evening, losing the coin flip. The members of Counterpick Stupid opted for first pick priority in game number 1. Dragonshire and Cursed Tile were banned out by them. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of Piecemeal. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by them as the opposing side has first pick priority. And let's go ahead and see what we get here for our first few picks on Infernal Shrines. We do currently have a Chen ban coming out, and it looks like I just see here, hold on. I wish I had a hotkey for this. I need to make one, or I just need a bigger stream deck. Immediately when there's a Chen ban, there was a Chen Angry Face, so it looks like we might have had a bit of a target ban right there. Baha is the best co-caster. I agree. I'm your second best caster, your favorite North American caster. Did you just look at the viewer count? What's the viewer count, right? Woo! Shout out to Kyle Ferguson, Totski, Murda, Winterheart for all the raids this evening. Boys got us hot. Thank you seriously all for helping us push towards Twitch Partner. Those raids this evening actually get us into really good stats for it, and I really appreciate it. I hate to constantly always talk about it, but it's something that we're very close to getting, and the more people know about it, the more I talk about it. Well, bring your friends, tell everyone. Here's the thing: if we hit Twitch Partners sooner than later, you don't have to hear me talk about it anymore. It's a win-win for everyone. Kael'thas and Chen gonna be banned on the right-hand side. We have Ariel and Deathwing on the left, not wanting to deal with the Resurrect or just the push pressure of Deathwing or his control point pressure as well. Chen, quite the nuisance, and Kael'thas on this map in the divisions we're currently casting is quite the nuisance as well. A lot of players struggle, or at least are easily damaged or weakened or kind of whittled down. I don't know the right wording for it, but Living Bomb is actually a huge threat in the lower divisions just because the spreading of it is very, very apparent. I don't want to, I'm not trying to shame the players or anything, but it's just something like even myself, I'm probably a Division C player. I spread the bomb. I play with the Ghillie Sharks here and there, and there's probably at least once or twice per couple games I'm like, oh, sorry for spreading bomb. Because we see a lot of Kael'thas because, well, we're playing in kind of my realm-ish, but Celestina, I am sorry that I murdered your name, but thank you for the follow. I'm gonna call you Cells. Cells, thank you for the follow. It's probably like Celciana, probably. All right, we have a Lunar on the right-hand side, and we have a Stukov Gul'dan on the left. That's going to be the Stukov for zone control, as well as the shrine control, as well as the flailing swipe or even massive shove. The healing push is a good thing to spread around. Gul'dan is actually pretty strong at clearing these shrines. Jane is often a little bit more prioritized because you can then grab something like the Rainer with it for some sustained damage. Even go into Ace in the Hole at level 1. Ooh, that's a gray main Garrosh though. Now, something to note on Garrosh. Garrosh actually isn't affected by the skeletal defenders when it comes to toss targets. So if you're wondering what that means, is typically when you're brawling in a lane, you can target onto a minion and you can accidentally toss them instead of tossing a hero. Whereas on the shrines, you won't accidentally toss a skeletal defender. 8S, thank you for the resubscription for 3 months. Thank you for the tier 1 support, my friend.
You have a cute dog.
So it turns out it's a lot of ventriloquism done by Bandit. He's actually the caster. He's doing everything. I'm just a puppet, and that's why I only show up on streams and stuff. No, I'm just gonna. I was doing my best, and then I realized I was like, well, I can't make jokes because I show up at BlizzCon and stuff. He's just wearing an animatomic suit of me. Sure, that works. Anduin to be banned on the left-hand side. They don't want to deal with the Chastise to follow up onto a Garrosh Warlord's challenge, or even the Leap of Faith to save someone from getting a little too deep like a Greymane. On the right-hand side, they could be maybe looking to ban out a Joanna if she has not been banned out yet, and on a map like this, she's extremely powerful. Are you doing okay, mister? I hear you making some noises. Do you think you can go get water? Do you need water? He's just staring at me. Jesse! I turn away and I turn back. Jesse, thank you so much for the 6 months of support. Thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Enjoy your asthma pogs, your Baja rages, your finger guns, all that good stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just wish my girlfriend's dog didn't want to eat me. Oh, that makes me nervous, Sam. Also, how you doing? Banna has a paw up your... Huh? TOS! Pupper Puppet ultimate combo. That's actually... So, I know we should be talking about draft right now, but because there's a Nazebo that I was not expecting on Infernal Shrines, but that's the whole end screen. Like when we finish stream tonight, that's the whole thing. Like it's supposed to actually be me as a puppet and Bandit as like the puppeteer. So if you watch the end screen, that's actually what it's supposed to be. But either way, Tyrande Tassadar on the right hand side coming out. I have not seen a Tyrande in quite some time, and a Tassadar to be picked up with that as well works really, really well in Infernal Shrines. Actually, I think Tassadar is one of the undervalued heroes on Infernal Shrines, just because of how much value you can get with the Psionic Storm. Force Wall is actually a good choice as well, but Archon, Twilight Archon is extremely powerful as well. Dark Blue, thank you for the follow as well, my friend. I really appreciate that. Bless us with the... Bahama Gaming blesses us with his casting. Thank you so much. Prediction, someone picks Rexar? Unfortunately, no. We are at the end of the draft, and we have a Nazebo variant to round that out. Yrel was picked up as well for the solo lane. Now, Nazebo should be in the 4-stack, rotating between mid and bottom, because you want to be able to get the stacks as quickly as possible. They actually could be going into the Things of the Deep at level 1. I've actually been seeing a strong transition over to that for the spell power increase as well. So I'm super... Naz in a box? I'm excited about the Nazebo. I'm not going to lie at all. Nazebo walls with displacement is awkward. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. It can be really, really awkward. We'll have to see how that synergizes or anti-synergizes, for example. Bandit, what are your thoughts on the match that we have coming up here? Do you think this is going to be Counterpick Stupid walking away with a win here with a double support, or do you think it's going to be this scaled out Nazebo? What do you think, Bandit? Couldn't have said it better myself, everybody. I think we're going to be getting into we're getting into an insanely strong and fun match. But once again, thank you so much to ADAS and Jazzy for the resubscriptions. Thank you for the 3 months and the 6 months of continued support, and thank you for helping us get these bark boxes so we can get Bandit more toys that he can rip apart. And honest to God, I have so many toys. I actually started sharing them with my neighbors' dogs too. So thank you. Gotta cheer for Piecemeal, Naz's life. Task and go speed shield like Zarya style. Oh, zoom Garrosh. Okay, that's true. You can get that walk the Garrosh, but let's go ahead and find out what happens here. Game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Piecemeal. We have Onslaught. Odd Thought will be on the Stukov. We have MJ Doom on the Yrel. We've got Zloth going to be on the Nazebo. Dark Knight is going to be on the Varian, and Silver Jackal to round out the team on the Gul'dan. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Can't Counterpick Stupid. Silma will be on the Tassadar. Osprey is going to be on the Lunara. T-Pole will be on the Tyrande. Witsend will be on the Greymane, and Valk will be on the Garrosh. We are going to go ahead and find ourselves in mid lane and check out what our level 1s are. There's going to be Things of the Deep. For anyone that's wondering, it's going to be spell power increase, but you're also baseline increases the abilities. Excuse me. You're also baseline increasing Nazebo's abilities by 20%. So that right there gives you a range to poke out further, and then you can have a total. It used to actually be, I believe, 20%. It was 10 and 10, but then there was a nerf that came through like not too long after this change came out, and it went from 10 to 10 to 5 and 5. So you max out at 10 rather than maxing out at 20. Beta just like snuck over here, and he was trying to grab the other chew stick that came in the bark box. You sneaky little boy. Peeking up into our top lane matchup between the Tassadar and the Yrel. This is going to be, it's going to be actually a little difficult for, I think, Doom in a sense because of the poke range that Tassadar has, as well as I think the faster wave clear he does bring to the table. They did go into Templar Assassin, if I believe is the correct one. Templar's Will, excuse me, at level 1. We'll check out what exactly the details of that one, but that was an insanely well-placed zombie wall from Zloth, and they were able to capitalize with a lot of damage over time from the Gul'dan. Now, Templar's Will is going to be mana return. You have damage increase, and then you have range increase. So it's mana return, damage increase, range increase, but I believe the mana return is baseline. No, it's the quest, excuse me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on that as the game does progress here. Usually we see Psionic Storm at level 1 because this is a really, really good map for that, but it looks like they're not too afraid of their Shrine Clear and they just want to have that single target damage in a sense. This actually might be full beam Tassadar build, which would be really, really funny. Like, just tickle me Tassadar build. We actually have a rotation coming in over onto this camp. Oddthought's able to grab it. Valk is a little too far forward. The Lurking Arm comes out as well. Zombie Wall blocks in Dark Knight, but it actually blocked them from getting even out, and Dark Knight was still able to get the autos that they needed. Now, this is level 3 Varian still, so they're not looking... Okay, now what do we get? Varian, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he pops the shield. That means it's going to be taunt-based Varian. Unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for Twin Blades. I'm not going to lie, team. I mean, that would have been their main tank going into an assassin build. But that's how you win games. That is how you win games. Top quality bandit draft analysis. I mean, no one does it better. Caldor messaged me once and was just like, I'm glad that you're in North America because I can't compete with bandit. 100%. Ask Caldor about it. He'll deny it. He'll deny that he said that, but it's true. Nasty body blocking, seriously, that was actually a really good zombie wall. It's crazy because like, so before it was either pandemic or it was the spiders. I can't think of the spider town off the top of my head for some reason. Spider colony, that might actually be a different one. Regardless, but Things of the Deep getting that change right there increased its pick rate. But the other factor too is it really enables you to be able to have some of those moments where you can actually throw out the zombie wall in the range that you need. Taunt onto Selma. This is a lot of damage. Forces them to use the phase shift right there. Sorry, I need to double check that. I feel like that's wrong. Dimensional shift. Yeah, phase shift is not right. Either way, dimensional shift to get right out of there. First Punisher will be Mortar. I did note this in the previous best of 3, but it's always good to note these things if there are new viewers, they might have not seen this just yet. You actually don't need to see this in the bottom right of our screen, that little kind of yellowish golden Mortar Punisher icon. Hold on, I'm talking about map strats, and we currently have an insanely strong zombie wall. Somehow Garrosh lived through a lot of that. The healing from Tassadar and T-Pole were very good, but in the end, they still find themselves another kill. Now, this is what I want to talk about. So you know it's Mortar because of that. You know it's Mortar because of this. But did you know you can hover over with your mouse and it will say Mortar Punisher or whatever type it is? The other factor to note too is sometimes there's camps that are off cooldown. You're not sure and you don't want to pan over there. You can hover over with your mouse and it will tell you 3 minutes and 4 seconds, 42 seconds on the bottom left and 26 on the bottom right. So it's something that I use in my casting a lot, but you can take that into your own game and you can know these things ahead of time. We talked about a mechanic on Cursed Hollow earlier, and if you missed out on that, I highly recommend checking back on the VOD if you want to just kind of get a little bit better predictions on where those will be. I know it tells you ahead of time, but you can actually still predict quite a few of them based on the first one that cycles through in the triple rotations. Map mechanics aside, let's get back into our game right here as we currently have First Punisher. Oh, that's a wonderful taunt on Toronto. There's a lurking up underneath. That's going to be a great zombie wall, but they end up getting the toss onto MJ Doom, who's in a bit of a rough spot. They try and leap over the wall, but they end up going down. So unfortunately, that zombie wall I was saying that was so good, not too good right there, but they still end up grabbing the Punisher. They end up losing the Urel, who's typically the one who has to break off right here, leaving the Nazebo to help siege him with a friendly team. Unfortunately, in this situation, it's going to be a throw. Hold on, that was a throw into Gul'dan right there, and that was a bit of maybe a shocking moment for that Gul'dan player, but Nazebo having to kind of take the Urel role right now and make sure they're also still stacking up 66 stacks on the, just about 70 stacks on the Voodoo Ritual, and Dark Knight is so very low here. I was watching them just get thrown around, and unfortunately they go down. Valk was looking for some sort of groundbreaker onto Odd Thought, but they end up stepping into them, which is, I actually like that a lot. I've seen some players doing that more and more often. Instead of trying to run away from the Garrosh, they end up stepping into them because that throws off that groundbreaker more often. But you are, of course, stepping into a Garrosh, and if they have toss, then, well, you're just putting yourself right in range for it. But they probably knew it was off cooldown. I believe it's 16 seconds on the toss itself, and they might have actually gone into cooldown reduction. 16 seconds, hold on, did they go? No, it's just ranged from level 1. So if you see one of those go out, you can count the seconds, or at least you can look at the top marker. They know that they could step into that and they weren't in throw potential. They just they were avoiding the groundbreaker. Just little things that still you can take into your own games and benefit you quite a bit. Right now we can go ahead and cycle through some of those other numbers that we haven't really looked at just yet. That's going to be a toss, Varian with the taunt, and that's going to be a wonderful zombie wall, and they end up capitalizing onto another kill right there. T-Pole gets a great Lunar Blaze or Lunar Flare onto a couple players. What are they actually sitting? Because I think they did take Lunar Blaze. 10 out of the 20 stacks on that, so they have 50% bonus increase. 20% range that comes from that talent is baseline, or not baseline, but it's not like you get that as a reward for finishing those out. The reward for finishing it all out is just going to be increased damage from the Lunar Flare itself. But that 20% range increase is massively beneficial. Buttspot was so close to saying Buttbringer, it hurts. Oh no! Oh, if Buttspot would have said, sorry, I looked over at chat and then I just see Rain of Vengeance, not Rain of Vengeance, Rain of Destruction coming out from a Gul'dan. Not something we see too often. 60-second cooldown, but there are teams that swear by the siege potential coming out from it, and I've seen teams win with it on Tomb of Spider Queen. We'll see if that's going to be a case here. The Horrify is typically is picked more often because of the displacement value and what you're able to capitalize with that afterwards. That's going to be the Spooky Slappy Ghost coming out here, or if you wanted to go into the actual name of the talent, I'm blanking on it right now. Ravenous Spirit is the actual name of it, but Spooky Slappy Ghost is pretty good. Nazebo ends up getting picked off right there. Dark Knight in a bit of a rough spot. They do have protection from their level 10 talent shield wall, but they still get picked off, and that's going to be 4 to 5 in kills. Really, really good back and forth coming out from both these teams thus far. Can we just propose that they rename this to Spooky Slappy Ghost? Reign of Destruction. Reign of Destruction. Yes. Reign of Destruction has a legit siege value. This is a hard siege comp. But Horrify. I know. You can argue honestly both, but they're just gonna push in with Reign of Destruction. You throw it out when you step up with the Punisher. Well, hopefully you get the Arcane Punisher popping up in our bottom lane next. This is going to be the Shaman Camp grab for top lane. Right side was already picked up and taken care of, it looks like, so we can go ahead and just get over onto the Slishy. Let's get onto Lunara Vision really quickly. Let's see what she's seeing and what she's providing. Reign of Destruction going to be coming out. They currently have 24 out of the 40 necessary, so this is more of a zoning rain than anything else, and I believe it's a 70-second cooldown. Very short toss on a Dark Knight as they need to get to the far side of that wall right there. Lunar Flare going to be connecting onto one. Yrel jumps in to get some armor for the friendly team. Going to use the Righteous Hammer to force them back. Huge Warlord challenge onto a couple players as the Starfall is still happening. All these players are still standing in the Starfall, which is allowing Tyrande to get more healing out. They actually went for the Ravenous Spirit, but it immediately got interrupted. They're chasing onto Offspring, who ends up getting picked off right there. This is currently going to be the members of Piecemeal turning it a little bit on. Can't Counterpick Stupid as they jump back over to this shrine, and they're going to be potentially grabbing themselves an Arcane Punisher. Top lane went down to this Shaman Camp. And I talk about this in all the other games, and I'm sad that I missed it here because it's a great example. Shaman Camp, when left uncontested, gets so much siege value for the friendly team. We can actually just look at this stacked up wave right here. It's just barreling through a tower, and Greymane immediately dives out and wants to go for the Shaman because that's what's going to be spawning those hounds or those hellhounds. I actually don't know the specific name for them, but regardless, they spawn those hounds, and you want to target that one first. Bottom lane fort's going down, and Piecemeal is on a roll here. We have double forts down, sub 10 minutes, and they're threatening a keep front gate. A little bit of shielding coming out with the Holy Avenger, Aegis of Light from the Ariel, or oh my god, Yrel. Holy Avenger is actually the is a different talent if I'm not mistaken. Either way, Avenging Wrath. I'm mixing up stuff right now because this game is moving a mile a minute, it feels. Catapult is stacked up in the top lane. Reign of Destruction coming out from the Gul'dan as they're sieging in further. That's going to be Gul'dan finding the kill onto the Greymane as the Punisher jumps over further. That's going to be an amazing zombie wall from Nazebo. Punisher goes down, but this team is not done just yet. Avenging Wrath forward. Varian, do you have a taunt? Not for 1 second, so they're going to turn around and say the fort is more important to take down. Starfall will go down right over there. They're looking to maybe poke in with the Lunara, but this is going to be 15 talent tier and 3 members dead on the opposing side. They're stepping up to core currently. Will they be able to end the game? 10 seconds on average for 3 players. Varian gets the taunt onto one. That's going to be the Avenging Wrath forward, and they find the kill onto Lunara. Staggered out death is a rough spot to be in here on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid. Piecemeal is barreling through our game number 1 here, and Can't Counterpick Stupid is looking like they're just unsure of how to go about this. They still have Nazebo on the far side of this keep, slapping onto the core with a Ravenous Spirit, and this looks like it will be game number 1 going over to the side of Piecemeal. GG, well played. That Nazebo is probably one of the best Nazebos I've seen in a long time. Like, hands down. Like, memes aside about different leagues and stuff like that, the zombie walls were on point. And the zombie walls, no, I'm seriously, like, that Nazebo actually put out a lot of good damage. Not to take away from Silver Jackal, because they did a lot themselves in this 11-minute game. But Nazebo was so much of the setup, and the Varian taunts were so on point. I gotta say, the members of Piecemeal are playing with so much momentum behind themselves. Sorry, I'm just getting a message out about map stuff. I actually haven't finished my tea yet. It's almost 9 o'clock. Dang. Slappy Ghost, hands down. I love Slappy Ghost. What's up, Incredible Inept? It is Ravenous Spirit, I know, but Slappy Ghost is so good. Naz, Wall, Force Wall. I agree. You know what? I was talking about Force Wall in the draft, and I was like, you know, it'd be pretty cool to see that. I actually think this should have been an Archon form. I don't think they were like lacking in damage, but it just would have been extra damage. I mean, Tassadar did 17,000 damage, not too far behind the variant, less than 100. Buff Tassadar. Oh, really quickly. You can watch this after this. Obviously, I don't want to send people away from my stream, but on the Heroes Hearth YouTube page, there's a whole conversation between Not Paradox and McIntyre, the old, Heroes Hearth professional player. And if you're really interested to see what two people who are insanely analytically smart about this game are able to bring to the table, apparently it was a 2-hour conversation they cut down into that video. So I highly recommend that one. Check it out. It's a very, very good video. There's a lot of good information in there. It's cool just to see their interpretation of what they think the rework should be. Sorry, I decided to start doing things in the middle of a sentence and it did not work out for me whatsoever. All right, so let me go ahead and get the members of Piecemeal in here. Let's update the team scores. We got a little bit of background, stuff to do, and we can go ahead and get into game number 2 of our second best of 3 of the evening. Dear Lord, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to belch into the mic or anything like that. All right, so they wanted this, so this is going to be this, and let's go ahead and boop and boop and boop. All right. Really quickly, while we have everyone here, we call Baja on our team. Yeah, I forgot to make myself an observer. That's going to be that, and that's going to be that. While I have you all here, we can go ahead and talk about the upcoming stream stuff, because this could be potentially our last game of the evening. Tomorrow night, I'll be over on the Heroes Hearth channel with Not Paradox starting at 6 o'clock PST. We're going to be casting the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League, and that, as I said, starts at 6 o'clock PST. There's going to be 2 best of 3s. You're going to be seeing the KTLs versus Down to Dongle, so that's going to be, the KTLs have Leon Black, Liam, Tatsuki, Kagiri. I'm blanking on names and I feel very rude. I'm very sorry for everyone that I forgot. On the other opposing side, I'm still going to forget names. On the side of Down to Dongle, we're going to be seeing the likes of Trixler, Selenity, Kai Berries as well. So we have a lot of cool players on that one. And then we have our second best of 3, which will be between Easy Money, which is Mockery, Kyle Ferguson, Tim from Here's a Fitness. I'm missing, of course, more players, of course. I'm sorry. And then on the last teams, we are going to be seeing, that's going to be on Upstanding Citizen. There's like Coffee, there's Turk, there's Mune on that team as well. So there's a lot of really cool players. I'm sorry, like, I feel so bad that I forgot, like, 2 out of the 3 players for every single team, but those are just what popped in my head really quickly as I was thinking about it. And so that'll be starting tomorrow night. We have one best of 3 that starts at about, it'll probably start around 6 o'clock PST, 9 o'clock EST. And then the second one will probably be around like 8 o'clock, maybe 7:30. It really depends on how fast the first game goes, but we just move everything. We keep everything moving tomorrow night, so don't miss out onto that one. Thank you, Kalia, for shouting that out. You can actually see in Twitch, there's going to be a link for it, the Heroes Hearth the Heroes Hearth Twitch link. On Thursday, we are going to be having, I'm trying to remember, I think it's This Is Captain and I think This Is Captain. On Thursday, we're going to be casting 2 more best of 3s for the Nexus Gaming Series on this channel. You mean Tracer? Not Mockery, Tracer, excuse me. Tracer's going to be playing on Easy Money. So Thursday, we're going to be having 2 best of 3s. Off the top of my head, I do not remember what they are. I apologize. My calendar is too far, and I cannot see beyond my own monitor. But we have 2 best of 3s that start at about 6:30 PST. We might actually start earlier and do some community casting. It really just depends on energy levels and stuff like that. Friday will be off stream. No stream on Friday. We're going to be relaxing. I'm going to go on the mountain probably. Going to go see some friends. Saturday, we have a long day of stuff at 11 a.m. PST or 2 p.m. EST. We'll be starting over on Jinxie Cat stream for our D&D session. Runs about 4 hours. So that ends at about 3 o'clock PST or 6 o'clock EST. And then at 5 o'clock PST, I know I'm throwing numbers out at you, or 8 o'clock EST, we start S Division. We have 2 best of 5s for the S Division for Heroes Lounge on this channel on Saturday at 5 o'clock PST and 7 o'clock PST. So you do not want to miss out on those. If you're on the East Coast, that's 8 and 10 o'clock respectively. All right. Let's find out if the teams are ready, and let's go ahead and get into potentially what could be our last night of the game. 2 out of the 3 plays, caster math. I honestly don't even remember what I said 2 out of the 3 players. Oh, yeah. It's 5. I did the math in my head. Like, I was saying a total of 5 players, but I don't know why I did 2 out of the 3. Okay. Caster Math has to kick in at one point. You need an assistant to type up show notes for you? Here's the thing. I'm dyslexic. You don't want me to read show notes ever. You never want me to read show notes. When I used to do, so when there was Open Division, I always did the Open Division recap for Heroes Hype, and I had a script. I had like 8 shots that I had to do, and each shot was like, there was like 4 shots for North America, 4 shots from Europe, or it was like 2 shots for North America, 2 shots from Europe, and then there was like some in between stuff for. Sorry, 1 second. I have to make sure that these aren't from the same team. Okay. And it would probably take me about an hour to 2 hours to do that. And the sentences were about like, if I printed it like max, like a big font on a page, it was like that big. And it was probably like 5 lines, but I would mess it up all the time. I had to do, today I was doing some stuff for the games tomorrow night, and I had to do about 45, no, I had to do 50 takes for the stuff that I'm going to be doing that you'll see probably tomorrow on Twitter. But we have games, let's go ahead and get into that. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Piecemeal, and on the right is going to be Counterpick Stupid. Piecemeal's up 1 in our final best of 3 of the evening this evening. That was a weird sentence, but anyways, Counterpick Stupid trying to take us into a game number 3 as they have taken us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. And if you're sitting at home and you're like, wait, casters can't do math? I got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Piecemeal. They're going to be losing the coin flip. That gives Counterpick Stupid first pick or map pick priority for game number 1. CCS opted for first pick priority. They banned out Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of Piecemeal. The map that they chose was Infernal Shrines. The losing team from the last game was Counterpick Stupid, so they have first pick priority or map pick priority. Going to be going for first pick, so that means that Piecemeal had map pick once again and chose to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft and find out what we did wrong. Oh, game crashed. Okay. Oh, last night of the, yeah, exactly, John Knight. Mm-hmm. Last night of the game. I hope it's not the last night of the game. I got dyslexic the minute while ordering food earlier. Ordered black pepper instead of black olives. Yep, mm-hmm. Bandit's ready with his ball, though. Yeah, he actually likes that. I'm surprised. That's a highlight, Kaleo? Yeah, it is. All right, just making sure I saw the readies from everybody. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. I thought I didn't push the buttons quick enough. Give me 1 second, because there's fuzz all over the ground. I want Bandit to eat it. Who's a good boy? You ripped open all of your toys already. Good boy. Yes. Yes. Okay. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We've already seen the map bans go through, but we can just show those real quickly. We had a ban onto Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis sold up by Piecemeal. Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow were banned out by Counterpick Stupid. First map was chosen by Piecemeal and won by them. Members of Counterpick Stupid had first pick priority or map pick priority. Went for first pick. That means the enemy team decided to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft and find out what we get here as we are into the draft finally. Let's go ahead and see as we have a Stukov band out. Going to respect the Stukov from game number 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen's a very rotation heavy based map, and so we're going to be seeing a lot of the same play between top and mid, much like how you saw the same play on Infernal Shrines between mid and bottom, and then the solo laners will be in the bottom lane. Typically you have them, there's usually like a high mobility hero like a Genji, Maiev, God, I'm blanking on so many heroes that could actually capitalize on the kills down there. Greymane as well. But either way, you usually typically have someone rotate down there at some point to maybe gank the solo laners a little too far forward in lane. We might be actually seeing a Rexxar into this game. I know John Knight was talking about it earlier, but this is actually a really, really good map for Rexxar. His point control is extremely powerful with the Misha Bear. I was actually seeing a team, I think in the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League, I think there was a player who was using Flare. It's not too often picked up at level 1, but what they were doing was they were throwing the Flare in the lower turn-in area, and the Flare has a 20-second vision for the Rexxar, for the friendly team. So you chuck that right there, and then you push to the bottom lane. You no longer need to. Well, you still have to worry about it, but like you can at least see if there's an enemy rotation coming in to potentially gank you, and you can back off a little bit right there. Give me some pepper. Hold the salt. Exactly. Baja couldn't say can't counterpick stupid's name. I know. It's typical for me casting can't counterpick stupid though. I'm just totally guessing on Rexxar. Oh, you were? I will say this. Rexxar has popped up quite a bit on Tomb of Spider Queen. Battlefield of Infernal Shrines, that's another map where he does pop up here and there. But Flare, I know, right? Flare is an odd one, but it's cool to be seeing it being picked up. So we did have that Ariel ban out as well. The Chen once again to be removed. It looks like they're going to be targeting that one, but Offspring is going to be going into their comfort pick, that Lunara. That is a Kael'thas immediately as well. So not looking for the Gul'dan, but we did see that the last game did have a Kael'thas ban, so that might have been a target onto Silver Jackal, who was playing the Gul'dan in the previous game. We do have a Kael'thas variant at the start here. Not too out of the ordinary, not too I mean, it's kind of the middle of the road, I would say. These heroic picks aren't anything like amazing, but we just saw in the last game, Varian was really strong, and their mage player was extremely strong, so I'm excited to see how they'll do on Kael'thas. Anduin to be picked up here, and do they go for the Garrosh again? It's actually going to be Joanna this time. They want to be able to group up the minions, but they need to make sure that they have some sort of wave clear, like a Jaina, a Gul'dan, something that can clear fast. A Nazebo if they wanted to. Possible. Am I seeing a Chen ban? Yeah, I think it's a target ban, Frank. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Also, Walt the Salt, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I missed that right there. Chen is a lane bully right now. Chen's just good, and people just don't want to admit it. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I didn't have to compare with his Merc / wave clear towns. Compete. Reading is hard. Chen OP. Don't tell people. Wandering Keg, best talent in the game. No, it doesn't remove the stagger effect, which is the issue, and that's why people don't take it. Barrel is such a small cooldown now too. No, it's crazy because like Barrel got some changes, and I did see it last week as well. I can't remember what league I saw it in, because like last week I literally casted NGS, Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League, and Heroes Lounge. And so it was a bit of a wild week when it came to games. Leorc will be banned out on the right-hand side, not wanting to deal with that in the solo lane. Wonder if they're going to be going to something like a Blaze. Sometimes Blaze or Yrel struggles a little bit into Leorc, but with that, they might be kind of showing their hand in a sense, and they could be looking for a Malthael, but they're actually going to go into Yrel for the solo lane. So it's still going to be the Goat Woman popping up down there. They can either go into their healer or their some extra damage for the Kael'thas here. It's Nazebo again, the shaky boy popping up. Hello, Lauren, I'm sorry there was no warning, but there's your warning. My team won't let me pick Keg. Whenever I do, they get mad at me. All right, Incredible Inept, clip this. Incredible Inept is allowed to take Wandering Keg so long as one of the friendly players takes Sonya and takes Leap with Crater at level 20. Okay, that's the deal. This is the doctor's note. This is the caster's note to Incredible Inept. Clip that, show it to your team, and you should be able to do whatever you want. Sylvana's going to be picked up here on the right-hand side for the members of Can't Counterpick Stupid, and there's the Blazes I was talking about earlier. Leoric is something that I think Blaze players struggle up against, and there's a Brightwing to round out the team. I gotta be honest, it's so cute. It's so dang cute, but that will be our finalized draft for our game number 2. Our final best of 3 series of the evening. We're going to be going to Tomb of Spider Queen in Division C West. I like both these drafts quite a bit. I think the siege potential is pretty strong on Can't Counterpick Stupid, but the wave clear and the rotation ability I think is going to be a lot better on the side of Piecemeal, and that might be what they struggle with on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid. He's so cute. Look at him. He's just sleeping on top of it. Let me move camera closer. Boop. There we go. We need to clean out this horde of toys. We need to figure something out with that. Washing machine? Yeah. Don't you lull my washing machine, Vita. Washing machine is the best. Not Ginger Jet and Zebo. You're heading out. Kaleo, thanks for coming by, bud. You have a wonderful night. I can't wait to see the video. Make sure you ping Jinxie Cat or someone about it. Or I might, honestly. Deathwing, Brightwing is the cutest thing in the game. I agree. Yellow Snappers, what's up, bud? Bunker's gonna be huge for CCS, but taunt? Sylvanas, the push power that she brings to the table is actually pretty impactful. If you do have a Web Weaver phase and you have a kill or two behind you, you're in the bank as well for your friendly team, you can really turn like a small push into a massive push. And I think that's the big factor they're trying to bank on here, is going to be making a small advantage into something much larger, so that way they can maybe push back this enemy team. But let's find out here in game number 2 of our final best of 3 of the evening. Odd Thought going to be on the Brightwing, Sloth going to be on the Nazebo, MJ Doom going to be on the Urel, Dark Knight going to be on the Varian, and Silver Jackal on the Kael'thas. That's going to be Piecemeal, up 1 in our best of 3. On the right, trying to take us to a game number 3, we've got the members of Can't Counterpick Stupid. Valk is going to be on the Joanna. Wits End will be on the Sylvanas. T-Pool going to be on the Anduin. Offspree will be on the Lunara, and Silma on that Blaze. Let's go ahead and get on into mid lane and check out what our first levels look like. I was going to say objectives. I was like, the objectives we know. Whew. It's barrel into Garish, throw over the wall. That takes a lot of skill, though. I'm not gonna lie, John Knight. That's a difficult thing to pull off, because I played a lot of Wandering Keg, like to the point of even when Storm, Earth, and Fire was relatively good, not how it is currently. When it was previously good for like a little bit, I still was playing Wandering Keg and just getting those angles, because the Wandering Keg pushes so awkwardly, so you really have to get that first push in the right direction. But currently going to be having the rotations beginning between both these players, both these teams, as this will be our solo laners matching out. But right now, the top lane is going to be, or at least the top to mid rotations will be our jam, as that's going to be a Chastise coming out. Witsen taking a lot of damage right there. Leap of Faith to save them with 80-some health. The Flash Shield comes out, but that's a worrisome moment for Wits End right there, as this is Odd Thought. I think went in for the phase shift right there just to get some extra healing out. Did go into the hyper shift at level 1, so the minion deaths will be reducing the cooldown of phase shift by 2 seconds every time they get one of those. And I think they only need to be nearby. They don't actually have to be the one to kill. Yeah. Nearby enemy minions death. So there you go. You don't even need to be actually there. The Lunara did go into the the Sentinel Wisp at level 1, and I kind of want to highlight that really quickly. It's actually something that I've been seeing a lot more Lunara players go for over the Nature's Perspective, because Nature's Perspective is when you hit an enemy hero, you get extended vision onto them, whereas the Sentinel Wisp is something that if you throw it into a bush and it stays in the bush for, I believe, 5 seconds, you get the 200% vision. So let's go ahead and show really quickly. That is the increased vision from the Sentinel Wisp, and that is the entirety of the rotation. So on a map like this where vision is very, very important, in my opinion at least, between rotations, that is such an insanely strong tool. So I just wanted to highlight that really quickly in comparison to something like Nature's Calling, which is just single target vision based on who you're hitting. But speaking of single target, that's so much damage onto Dark Knight, but they still don't get the kill. Brightwing with the pulse healing is coming out just in time, and now Silver Jackal continuing to make rotations, does have 6 out of the 20 stacks for the Arcane Barrier at level 1, the Mana Addict at level 1. Once they finish that, they do get the Arcane Barrier, and that does overstack. You get the extra 15 mana still overstacking. So if you're sitting at 30, it's 30 times 15. You're not going to trick me into doing that caster math ever again, chat. CCS let them have Naz again. Can't Counterpick Stupid. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting a Nazebo ban, but I was thinking they maybe try and steal it away because of the Leoric ban. And that's why I was like, it's a little advantageous to be going for the Leoric ban instead of the Nazebo. I don't think they were going to be going for Leoric, honest to God, on the side of Piecemeal. I think this Urel was locked in before they even banned out the Leoric, if that makes any sense. If you know what I mean. Like, I'm not wording that correctly because I'm looking at too many things right now, but I think they decided on Urel before that Leoric, they decided on that Blaze before that Leoric was even banned out, and I think that's fine right there. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now, so I'm just trying to watch everyone. The taunt into Zombie Wall is just disgusting. They're going to try and zone back a few of those gems, but not going to be able to deny it all, as this is going to be once again Urel. Ooh, finding a good angle onto Silma in this bottom lane, who's trying to work their way back towards the friendly gate, playing on this far side, tanking shots, and Blaze is going to pop the indestructible, the Pyromania. They do get indestructible when, not indestructible, unstoppable when they finish up the new habits. But both teams do have the availability for turn-in right now, 6 to 6 in levels. We're going to go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers here in just a second. Phase shift once again from the Brightwing just to get some extra healing out to one of the friendly players. And as I said, we'll cycle through the other numbers once we get into that 8 talent tier, or that 8 level range, so that way we're not missing out on any of the incoming talents, because 10s we'll see pop up across the board. We already see that Varian went into taunt. We saw that early kill come out in their favor because of said taunt, and they're probably going to be playing around that significantly throughout this entire game. But now, by showing that, I think they should know that that's how the setup is going to work. We'll see if that's actually going to be the case as they end up pushing into this mid lane a little bit. Not going to be too aggressive. Taunt. There's the dive. There's the zombie wall. There's so much damage, and Lunar goes down. But I think Brightwing threw like a fadeaway arcane flare and then just started rotating to top lane. Oh, sorry. Bandit's like ripping up the new toy, and I was just like, it's like plasticky, so it's like making a different noise. I was like, are you just like farting? Sorry. Sorry about that, chat. All right, Valka's going to be pushing up top lane as they continue to go for the turn in here on the left-hand side. Banshees will interrupt that from the Sylvanas. She did go into the Festering Wounds, I believe, at level 7. I don't think there's another Banshee talent that looks like that one, at least at level 7. So they didn't go into the... I'm blanking on it. I'm blanking on the name, and it's driving me absolutely insane. Unfurling Shadows, there we go. Unfurling Shadows is typically paired with the Festering Wounds because of the, you can throw out the Festering Wounds and you can just like baseline throw out one Shadow Dagger and get like 6 stacks or something like that. It's not a whole lot, but still. I'm trying to see if it... So you're increasing the Haunting Wave damage as well. I guess it does pair it well into the Overwhelming Affliction. So there's that, actually. I was thinking that it was going to be just more beneficial, because I feel like I don't really see Festering Wounds with the Overwhelming Affliction, but I might be wrong on that. Regardless, we get into our first Webweaver phase. This will be in favor for the members of Can't Counterpick Stupid, and they blow up Lunara. Dear Lord. I want to cycle through the other numbers right now, because we haven't looked at the damage just yet. We have a couple quests and talents that are still being worked on, and we can come back to those in just a second. But right now, it's lane management time for the members of Piecemeal as they're up against this Webweaver phase. Varian goes in for the taunt. There's going to be Leap of Faith to save them. Odd Thought was going for the little arcane flare there to get a little extra damage in, but they end up getting pulled right out of there just fine. I just want to see. So damage is actually, the heroic damage is actually led by Varian, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I need to hit tab. Hold on one second. Varian? It's a little bit behind, but Varian was actually like neck and neck. It was like 9,000 something for the Varian and the Sylvanas. Kael'thas did finish out the Mana Addict at level 1, so that means they have the Arcane Barrier up and available every 45 seconds. Or excuse me, they have it up and available with a 45-second cooldown. Blue Turn-In is going to be coming out here as well. Sylvanas will be on this camp in bottom lane. This is something I want to note really quickly for your own games. If you see something like this, this means that this, because most camps disappear. You know, boss is not here. You don't have the right side camp. With the Webweavers descending, there are a few maps in this game that actually that don't remove the camps when the objective is up and available, or not up and available, up on the map. So Infernal Shrines, when you actually summon the Punisher, Dear Lord Offspree, they end up getting out of there with 60 some health. But Infernal Shrines, when the Punisher is up and available and actually pushing into a lane, all the camps are up and available as well. On Tomb of the Spider Queen, Dragonshire, I even think Warhead Junction, Blackheart's Bay, I think all of those remove the camps when the objective is going. So Blackheart firing his cannons, the Immortal pushing in through the lanes during Battlefield of Eternity, the Warhead Junction. I think actually Warhead Junction might be another unique one where even when the Warheads are up, the camps are up as well. Regardless, 10 talents here across the board. Currently a Varian taunting on to this Sylvanas, and the Pyroblast is going on to them. That's going to be Falling Sword and Light Bomb, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Actually, the Light Bomb wasn't used right there. Falling Sword was. Leaping Strikes coming out from the Lunara onto, I think, the Webweaver in mid lane, but that's going to be a continued pushing through top lane. The Zebo sitting at 93 stacks and rising. They're almost done with the Voodoo Ritual, the Things of the Deep, which is going to be 10% spell power. Right now they're looking at 5% increased spell power, and they're only going to make that stronger with only one more minion kill. In the bottom lane is going to be pressed up by the Urel, and this is going to be mid lane managed, but the members of Piecemeal have back-to-back turn-ins, and it doesn't look like they're zoning these. MJ Doom did show clearing that out, but that's 40 gems easily in the bank, and that's going to be a second turn-in as Blaze is not able to get the poke out just in time. Whew. You usually build a Holy Avenger on 7 is either bugged or the talent description is wrong. The bonus damage happens even when you don't hit the hero? Really? I'm missing a lot of chat. Sorry about this, everybody. CCS really needs 10s? Yeah. Oh, they did at that point. Holy Avenger was buffed 2 patches ago. I actually see righteous momentum. I see a lot of righteous momentum, I'm not gonna lie. This Aldor Peacekeeper's been popping up as well here and there. All right, either way, I'm sorry. I'm looking at talents right now. I was looking at Twitch chat a little bit too long, but we currently have 28 stacks on Silver Jackal. Let's actually cheat and find out how much that is, because we can't. 420! All I got is a honk. Oh, I hit the wrong button. 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 There we go. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, hold on. There we go. Sorry. The memes literally ruined it. I'm sorry about that, everyone. We fixed it. I went to hit player and I hit bandit instead. So, you know what? I'm sure we're all happy to see bandit midway through a middle of a game. But we currently have this top lane web we were pushing in, and that will be the fort going down in mid and top. But look at this right now. They're going for a potential setup. So we currently see MJ Doom clearing that out. Silver Jackal looking for a gravity lapse onto Silma. Oh, Silma might be in a bit of a rough spot. Uses the jet propulsion, finds themselves across that way. That's going to be the Urel diving out. That's going to be a bunker out from the Blaze trying to play to the far side. As the zombie wall not being dropped by the Nazebo. There was a wailing arrow out, and that's going to be Valk very far from the friendly team. They're now coming in here to try and join in, and they just try and rotate around. Varian dove in with the charge, but oh no, Silma dove in. Light bulb onto them to zone back. That's going to be Pyroblast. No bunker. That shouldn't be enough to kill them. Yeah, that's like half their health. Because Pyroblast is like 1,000 right now. 1,600. 420 is the bandit cam. Nice, exactly, yeah. I meant to hit the duck. I meant to hit the duck and bring it back, or just like pull that back down, but I ended up just going into bandit cam. Regardless, I don't think anyone's going to complain about seeing a little bit of a bandit cam in the middle of that. Holy Avenger gives 25% increased damage if fully charged E. Holy Avenger Gibuts 25 increased damage on full butts charged E. Thank you, Buttspot. Jinxie Cat, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. I'm very excited about our Saturday campaign. As Wits End is going to be diving in here. It's a lot of damage. That's also going to be a huge falling sword from Valk. That's an odd thought in a bit of a rough spot. They need to back out of here as they're trying to get the healing out to the friendly team. MJ Doom still very healthy, looking to try and make something happen here. They actually end up spraying and then taunting. Might have been a bit of a finger mash right there, just trying to get the taunt onto one player, as Valk with 42 gems currently looking to turn those in. That way they're not sitting on an entire stockpile and they end up getting those in. They only need another caster math amount of gems. I can't do it. 13 gems, I think it is. Yeah, that sounds about right. 16 talent here is not too far off in favor for the members of Piecemeal. Can't Counterpick stupid managing their lanes. Looks like that's going to put them at 56 with the current turn in, so they only need 4 more? Yes, they only need 4 more gems, so that's like a wave in one. I have failed him there, lol. Never go full butt. You never go full butt, ever. We're going to see 16 soon, then we're going to cycle through the numbers once again just to get you an idea of what those look like. Red Web Weavers are going to be descending in favor for the members of Can't Counterpick Stupid. Let's see if they can change the momentum over to their favor, or if this is just going to be them buying some time to try and close that gap between the 16 talent tiers between these two teams. Sentinel Wisp coming out from Lunar as well just to see where the enemy team is. Going to have Silma sitting in this bush right now. Everyone kind of playing a little passive, just waiting. I actually won't even, Piecemeal's not playing this passive. They're stepping up very aggressive in this mid lane. They've got some spell armor as well. That's why you're seeing that 20 and that little staff around them. That means they have spell armor. That is because they are inside that circle of the mage here. This mage in the middle is going to be promoting or pushing out the 20% spell, or the 20 spell armor. So that's why you're seeing, well, I can't highlight it any further. But either way, it's just one of those things. If you're wondering, like, why do you see that, or why, maybe you're a Li Ming and someone's inside that circle not taking the amount of damage you're expecting, it's because of that. Something, once again, you can take into your own games. Hey, look at this envelope. That is Stark. I'm sorry, that is that's so cool. Stark, how's it going, bud? I hope you guys had wonderful practice. Jinxie Cat as well. I hope you guys had wonderful practice. Kime, how's it going, bud? Hold on, this is Valk very far forward. Falling sword to chase into Silver Jackal. They turn around, go for Oddthought. Gravity Lapse coming out. That's going to be in Zebo. Zombie Wall, a couple of members. Pyroblast to the face of Joanna. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The Slappy Ghost is coming out. Ravenous Spirit going to be chasing down one of the players, looking to get that little extra slap onto Wit's End, but I don't know. Oh, the Gravity Lapse is able to make it. or isn't able to make it right there. Righteous Hammer to force back Silma, and now they find themselves very far split from the friendly team. Bunker is up and available if they need it. Taunt comes out. There's a zombie wall on the far side to keep them from being able to get away like last time. There's the spell power increase with the Banner of Banner of Dalaran. Sorry, I was like, is it Alderon? No, it's not Alderon. Not even the right franchise. Oh my god, did they change what you can add to the emotes now, or did they just add more? Whoo! That's a good one, Jinxie. That's a good one. You can't have the Banner of Alderaan because it's already gone. It was blown up by the Death Star. You currently have a turned-in availability for the members of Piecemeal. They only need 18 gems to go in right now. Silverjack are going to get 11 of them in. And I always like to highlight this because this is one of the best parts of the Alley Ops tools. We can actually highlight on who exactly has how many gems, and it just kind of shows us good information. Once again, they took advantage of the fact that they saw on the minimap that this camp was still up and available. Ardent Defender to be used here. This is not really necessary. It's 120-second cooldown, but I think they were just trying to play that really aggressive, and they thought the engagement would continue. Regardless, web weavers will descend up as far up as the enemy wave is or their structures. So the wave right now is going to be crashing this front gate, and that's where it's going to be crashing into in this mid. Top lane, same kind of situation. Bottom lane, exactly the exact same, but right now mid lane is the jam. We're going to go ahead and see what's going to be happening here. I'm going to cycle through the numbers once again because we are in 16 talent tier range for both these teams. That's going to be a dive onto one of the players. That's so much damage on Lunara. Bunker comes down as well. Falling sword from the Joanna. There's going to be there's a Pyroblast, and Bunker is already out. Can Sylvanas make it into the Hall of Storms? Dun 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 dun. That's not going to happen. They're going to be going down right there. That's going to be 2 kills in favor for the members of Piecemeal as they go through the keep in mid lane. They still have a Web Weaver in bottom and a Web Weaver in top approaching keeps. But with the 2 kills that they currently have, they're going to be looking to set their sights on the core. Gravity Labs connecting onto one. The dive comes out as well. There's a light bomb out, but it doesn't even trigger because of how quickly they kill the Joanna. It looks like this is going to be game number 2 going over to the members of Piecemeal. GG, well played. Thank you, Langaria. Banner of duh. Oh, that actually got me good. That's good. Banner of duh. Hold on, I'm gonna watch this really quickly. I'm so sorry. That I said it and I was like, I know I won't remember this. Oh my god, that was such a fun best of 3 series. Let's go ahead and get a message out to Zloth and see if one player wants to do an interview. Nope, that's Caps. I always spell interview wrong. I don't know why. My fingers just don't do it. The struggle is real. Thank you. All right, Dark Knight will? Okay. All right, and at this time, we're going to be joined by Dark Knight. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How you feeling?
Feels good. Again, always to put together, a good series and get out of W.
Let's talk about this series because your team looked insanely strong. Game number 1 was like 10 minutes and 59 seconds. Were you trying to speedrun game number 1 or let's talk about that a little bit because you had momentum and you just never let your foot off the pedal. Was it just mostly that momentum or I don't know. Can we talk about that? Because you guys seem to be way comfortable on that first map.
I think partly it just had to do with momentum and just taking opportunity when it's there, right? And so I think it's just momentum kind of went our way there, and we tried to take advantage of it, and it worked out in that first match.
Now, going into map number 2, were you a little surprised they didn't ban out Nazebo? Because Twitch chat, like all of Twitch chat was just like, why aren't they banning out Nazebo?
It's just that I understand it because even myself, I just would hate to ban a Nazebo. So I even during the draft, I'm like, they're gonna ban Nazebo. I don't think they'll let. I said if I ban Nazebo and Stu here or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Stu, we kind of figured that would happen. And then Nazebo was let through, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we can try it again.
It's seriously like I was blown away by that game one. You guys synergize so well. The communication seems to be really good on your team. What are comms like in a lot of these games? Is it just your shot caller calling everything, or is it just a lot of communication?
Yeah, most of it we do have is our shot caller calling what we want to be doing as far as the macro play, and then obviously I play tank, so I have to kind of crawl the micro play, and everybody's just done a really good job of communicating with each other. Because even as much as you try and look around you, sometimes you get tunnel vision. It's always good to hear others talk about what's going on with them.
And now moving over to Tomb of Spider Queen, there was a couple back and forth. Did you ever feel like they actually could have gained some momentum on you, or was it just like, we scale so indefinitely, we've got so much control, we've got our Urel, like we don't really need to worry about this?
I mean, that second draft I thought was a lot stronger. The first match I was like, it's gonna be a little bit harder to do what we did the first match. And Joe, Blaze, they had Anduin. They had a lot of tools to really stop what we wanted to do with our comp. And but I think it was definitely. I think there was a strong comp for what to go against us. But luckily, we were able to get some picks early. You get some XP lead, and then again, just take advantage of the opportunities that are available, and don't let them get any advantage.
Now, the one last thing I just want to kind of go through, we're kind of ending or nearing the end of the play or regulation time for NGS. Are there any teams that you're worried, excited, nervous to go up against?
I think this season in Division C West has been very competitive. I think across the board, I've been very impressed. There's a lot of teams I think can take any game from any other team. So I think just being aware of all the team's potential and just not overlooking any team, I think it's hard to pinpoint a team. And so I think just be aware of what other teams are trying to accomplish, what they're good at, and just try and do what we can do to do our best against that.
You guys played an amazing set of games. This was so much fun to cast, and I look forward to seeing you all further down in Season 8 of NGS. But before I let you run out of here, any shoutouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to my teammates, again, putting together a good set. Shout out to CCS, again, thanks to Valcomer, a little tidbit of information for everybody. Myself and Nod, we weren't quite sure if we were going to play this season. He kind of came in and said, we might be getting some free agent tryouts going on, and then we were able to put a team together. So part of our team actually was put together and helped because of some of the free agents that Valk put together and helped us put our team together. So we weren't even going to maybe play this season. And so again, shout out to CCS. They've been really, they're a very strong team. It's always fun to play against them. Shout out to you. Thank you again for casting. I really enjoy your cast. A lot, I always thank all the casters, but I really enjoy how you call games. So
thank you.
Again, appreciate your streaming or casting of the game. Shout out to the NGS and also shout out to Twitch chat for watching.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games, and you have a wonderful night. Congratulations on your